Altx is a revolutionary idea how to connect a two-sided marketplace using science and technology. You do that by using big data, all kinds of data sources, financial data, traditional data, behavioral finance data, and you take all that data and you put it together. And you start running all kinds of clustering algorithms, and you connect a two-sided marketplace better than anybody ever has before. The problem in the market, it's too expensive for investors to find funds and funds to find investors. One of the problems that you have matching the two sides is there's not a lot of data. The data is not publicly available. The data is hard to get. It's not very transparent. So you have to figure out, how are you going to get all this data? How do you make a market more transparent? And how do you use very different approaches to bring the two sides together? I kept thinking, through this gap, you could solve a problem that would help both sides. A lot of the investors have to go through thousands and thousands of managers before they find the right one. Imagine reducing that set to maybe 200 or 300. We think our approach will greatly reduce the amount of time it would take to meet the right fund. How did science and technology revolutionize other spaces? So if you can think about the movie rental business, it used to be all databases and you had to go inside stores. And then companies revolutionized that and put it all on the internet. And that made it so much more efficient, so much less expensive and easier for the customer. One day it dawned on me that we could use science and technology like Netflix and Amazon did to greatly reduce the amount of time it would take to find a fund. One of the really cool things that we're doing is a completely innovative approach to hiring. We're trying to look at different types of people. One of the things that I didn't want to do was to get all people on Wall Street that had worked with me for years. I wanted people with great experience, different experience, eclectic experience, different educational backgrounds. And I wanted to bring them into the company and create this extremely innovative approach. The only way to build great products is to have great people. And great people come from all walks of life. So that's why we put together this world-class team of behavioral finance experts, consumer marketing experts, mathematicians, physicists, and others to build a world-class product. A transformational idea requires different perspectives. The hedge fund business is based on relationships, but we think technology and science can help and enhance that relationship industry. Traditional analytics are lacking vital information. No one brings everything together under one platform that allows the investor to find a fund and allows the fund to find an investor. It's very inefficient, the data is very fragmented, and it's very time-consuming to find funds. I started Altx because I thought there was a much better way to connect funds to capital. We have fused the data like no one else has. And I think using the state-of-the-art technology and science, we could create a revolutionary product that has never been seen in the market. It's revolutionary because we're using big data, we're using behavioral finance, and we're creating matching algos that connect the two sides together. And we believe we can greatly reduce the amount of time it takes to find funds. I spent almost 20 years at two of the largest banks in the world. And one of my responsibilities was connecting funds with investors. It was inefficient, it was time-consuming, and we used analog technology to match the two sides. I saw so many inefficient meetings. We think our approach will greatly reduce the amount of time it would take to meet the right fund. Altx gathers traditional data and other data sources to create a much richer data environment to help people make decisions. We're using state-of-the-art technologies and behavioral finance in a way that no one else has. We're using human judgment and we're using computational power. We're using the best of both worlds. I think this is an incredible investment. We're doing something no one else is doing. We're taking all this data from all over the world and we're putting it into one spot. And then we're analyzing it like no one else has ever done. We're trying to find the right fund for the right group. We're taking disparate data and we're fusing it together and we're creating a one-stop shopping cloud-based product.
Capital raising is fundamentally a highly inefficient process. Traditional analytics are lacking vital information. A transformational idea requires different perspectives. Where Altx is different to other players within the market is the reconciliation of different forms of knowledge. Our data science team has nuclear physicists. Our behavioural science team have PhDs in psychology from renowned universities throughout the world. In addition to that, we have renowned Wall Street experts backing the team. The real value add in Altx is the reconciliation of disparate data sources, disparate functionality, namely analytics, behavioural science, and social network mapping, into the one cloud-based solution which can serve as a one-stop shop for investors and funds alike. In addition to vanilla data aggregation, which is ubiquitous in the market, where Altx really resonates is the ability to use machine learning. Essentially, Altx as a product gets smarter as more data is fed into the system, and we can use our own analytics to get smarter with respect to the data we capture. Historically, the hedge fund business is based on relationships. Using science and technology, we believe we can provide the first form of transparency into the market. Altx will serve as the preeminent form of matching investors and hedge funds in the marketplace. Every day is a new challenge, but I really feel that working at Altx, we're going to change the capital allocation business. I think everyone has to decide whether they want to be a small cog in a big wheel or really make a difference, and working at Altx gives you the opportunity to do that.
Altx is a platform for helping investors find the right hedge fund through a combination of statistical analysis and through behavioral matching based on a set of profile questionnaires. The initial feedback that we have is that we're giving them greater insight more quickly than they've had before. Many of them are not integrated on the same platform or as intuitive to use as ours. We include a comprehensive suite looking at comprehensive data, so we have a wider data set. I have several backgrounds that come together. One is a mathematics and data analysis background in a physics career. The other is working as a quantitative analyst in the investment world and managing hedge funds. And then the other is looking at big data analytics and analyzing large data sets and applying the techniques of analyzing data sets such as clustering, prediction, classification.
It's really about creating that perfect match and the right investment at the right time for that investor. We're matching people based upon their financial experience and background, as well as the psychographic profiles. So not only giving them the best return for their money, lowering their risk, but also making people feel good about their investments, so that at the end of the day, not only have they made more money, but they feel good about making their money, and they'll come back to us and use our platform again and again. Every day is another challenge. I think on a day-to-day basis, I'm hiring, helping to define the architecture, making sure that the products are getting built and they're getting done right. I think I choose to work here because, as I mentioned, every day is a problem. Right? We're doing something that's never been done before, and for me, sort of my engineering and intellectual background, that's a definite plus for me. Right? I get up every day and I'm excited to come here. We're looking to hire, I think, the best of the best, really the A-team players out there, everything from DevOps to data science to data engineering to web development to back-end server side. We're really trying to get a handle on this big data problem we have in our space, and anyone that can help us get there, give us a call. What we're doing has never been done before. Right? We are disrupting sort of the hedge fund space, which is sort of the last frontier in the financial space that hasn't been disrupted before, and there's a reason why it's last, because it's probably one of the hardest. And I think working here will allow people to do hard problems, something that's never been done before, and really challenge themselves and kind of have something to show at the end of the day that actually real people will use to solve real problems.
So what is Altx?
Altx is a platform where we're looking to connect the investors with the best hedge funds for them in the marketplace at the right time.
How?
One of our biggest missions is actually to trying to get all the data from the hedge fund space aggregated under one umbrella. That's the Altx platform, so people can make better informed decisions about where to put their money.
What's Altx?
Altx is a platform today that is revolutionizing the connections between hedge funds investors and the hedge funds themselves by aggregating all of the hedge fund world's data under one umbrella, which is the Altx platform. The multidisciplinary team that we have, I believe, is the right approach because we're trying to solve a piece of the puzzle that's never been done before. So I think that Altx is going to revolutionize the market by taking all of these multidisciplinary people that we have and combining them to produce a product that's never been done before. We're going to take an offline traditional marketplace and bring it online. We're going to take the best of data science and aggregate all of the hedge funds information that we have, put it under one umbrella, and we're going to use the best of data science and software engineering to give a product that really revolutionizes the space and just makes things happen in the most efficient manner possible.
Great.